Well, good morning, everybody. This is Marnock coming to you from Minister Creek. It's been about a year and a half since we've been out at Minister Creek, so we're going to try it in the spring. Last time it was November, although I'll tell you, we weren't expecting it to be as cold last night as it was. The weather forecast was only down to about 42 degrees, and it got down under 30 degrees last night, so it was pretty chilly. But we're going to get on the trail here after we eat breakfast. We're getting a much better start than we did last time. Last time we would never been backpacking before. It was the first trek for pretty much everybody, and we didn't get on the trail till close to noon. It's 8 o'clock right now, and we're pretty much packed up and breakfast cooking, and we're getting ready to go here. So again, just like last time, creek is a beautiful sound to sleep to, beautiful sound to wake up to. There's a lot more people out on the campsites this time. I guess April, the end of April is a little bit more popular than the middle of November for camping and backpacking for most people. But like I said, we'll get on the trail here pretty soon. All right, so we are on the south loop of the Minister Creek trail system, and some really awesome rock formations. But we got about, I want to say 7-8 miles to do today before we hit our camping ground that we're trying to get to. So we're going to schedule our first break for the overlook. Really nice day, not too hot. No one's struggling too much yet. So we're going to keep going. All right, so we're up on top of the ridge. This is a big elevation gain. It's the biggest one of the trip. Really, from here on out, it's pretty flat terrain. Heading to the overlook, almost there. Kids are doing great. Parents are doing okay. But, you know, with the kids not whining, it makes it our job easier. So, doing good so far. Gonna keep moving. All right, well, here we are on the overlook, and it is quite a view. Show you guys here. This is pretty much the highest elevation we'll be at for the entire trail. We just walked through a kind of a forest area of eastern hemlock. Yeah, not too bad. Nice and flat now. So we're going to have some gradual up and downs on Minister Creek on the North Loop. There's no, from my memory, there's no major steep inclines or declines in altitude. But having a good time. I'm super proud that I didn't have to yell once at my eldest child here. He made it all the way up without me having to stab him with a trekking pole. Yet. So, good job. And, yeah, having a great time. Gonna keep going.
Hello. No, here's Big Mom. Can't see. Wait, were you recording while I was singing?
So, we made it to a small tributary that feeds into Minister Creek. It's a lot different than November. This was all icy and had some snow on it, and we had a certain person in our group that decided to take a seat in the water accidentally. But really pretty, really peaceful out here. Definitely a different experience in spring than it was over the end of fall, beginning of winter. All right, so a little bit of a difference between last time and this time with my gear is I've upgraded my pack. I used to be carrying the Amazon Basics 75 liter, and I passed that on to one of my children and used all my Christmas money, and I got an Osprey Atmos 65 AG, and it's night and day with the toll on my body. My shoulders are, I mean, you know, everything's a little sore because I've been walking for, I think we've done about 3.5-4 miles so far today. But it's, you know, I don't feel too bad. I'm not sore, I'm not hurting, it's not digging into my shoulders. The waistband actually cinches around my waist so that the weight's distributed on my hips. So it's a much more pleasant experience overall. So I guess the main philosophy on this is it doesn't matter what brand backpack you get. There's a lot of really good ones. I went with the Osprey, one because I went to Appalachian Outfitters and I tried a bunch of different ones on, and this one was the only one that didn't feel like I was carrying 30 pounds. It's the only one that felt like they put 25-30 pounds of weight in the back of it. I walked around and I couldn't even feel it. So that's why I went with this one. The other reason is Ospreys are guaranteed forever. So if someday, you know, I'm too old to backpack, hopefully that never happens. But, you know, one of my kids or my grandkids someday using this pack and it were to break, then they'll either fix it or replace it. And that is always good. You know, they call it their almighty guarantee. And no, this is not a sponsorship from Osprey, although I would gladly take one, Osprey, if you're listening. So we're going to keep going here as soon as the last couple people catch up. So try this out on YouTube, tried it, and you can actually rehydrate a nor-ricide in the pouch. I made some hydration pouches made out of Reflectix and some tape, and it's pretty good. Did, which one is this? The urban butter, and then we put lemon pepper chicken in it, and I'm splitting this with my middle child. So excited to be out here. All right, time to filter some water. Well, we turned the corner. We followed along the North Country Trail about a half mile. It goes along with the Minister Creek Trail for about a half mile, and we're heading back south, back towards our anticipated campsite. You never know when you get there, there might already be somebody camping there, and you gotta go somewhere else. But there's a nice little spot we scoped out last time we were here, right along the creek. You know, good access to water, nice flat ground for tents for those that are the ground dwellers. Lots of nice hammock trees, and only about a mile to a mile and a half from the parking lot. So tomorrow morning we'll only have a mile to a mile and a half to hike out before we get in the vehicles and head back to Ohio. So we a little bit of a learning experience. Just a little bit ago, we stopped for lunch and everything's great. But when you stop, you get out of that mode of moving. It gets difficult to do that sometimes. So we had one of our kids, my kid actually, that started moving again, and every little thing piled up, and it's like sinking in quicksand. So it's amazing what your headspace will do. Your perception of how you're doing. If you have a positive attitude, even working through the pain and the sweat and the miserableness that you might be feeling, and really let yourself enjoy the scenery and just enjoy the trek. Luckily, we got him back into that headspace where he's leading the way again, and he's making good time. So I think everybody's looking forward to climbing into a hammock or a tent tonight and getting some sleep. 8 miles is pretty decent for one day. I wouldn't want to do much more than that. I think my max would be about 10 with the physical shape I'm in right now, or at least with a full pack. But yeah, having a good time. All right, so I'm really excited. When we went to Zaleski with my brother Quarter Zip, he had Backpacker's Pantry. Oh, you get a close up there. He had a Backpacker's Pantry pad thai with chicken, and he let me have a bite of it. And I remember it being really good. It was amazing. And I have been building up in my head how good this is for the last, what was July we went backpacking together. So it's been 3/4 of a year. And I just finished cooking my Backpacker's Pantry pad thai with chicken. It lives up to the hype. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So yeah, I'm excited. Happy at dinner. We made it to camp. I'm gonna post a few pictures here as like a slideshow. I got a real nice spot right by Minister Creek. Have the front porch mode, as I call it, of my tarp up so that I can see the creek when I'm laying there, and sitting around a campfire with a couple of my trek mates, including my son and a couple friends and some other scouts here, and just enjoying dinner. A lot of the kids are sleeping already because they didn't sleep last night, which I don't understand that. But so yeah, I'm enjoying my Backpacker's Pantry pad thai with chicken. So Backpacker's Pantry, if you'd like to sponsor me by sending me free pad thai with chicken, I would accept it because it's awesome. So yeah, you should try it. All right, last day at Minister Creek. Woke up, we're about packed up, ready to hit the trail. And we are only about a mile to a mile and a half away from the parking lot. So it'll be a short hike today out, and we'll get to drive home. But yeah, waking up, sleeping right next to this creek, getting to hear that all night. Very calming, very soothing. Just waiting on a couple of slow kids to get their stuff put in their backpack. But be on the road very soon. It's been a great trip, and looking forward to the next one. All right, so we're in the last little decline down to the road, across the road to the parking lot. Not very long to hike today. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm really glad I bought this backpack. It's night and day over when we went to Zaleski. My shoulders were killing me, and I'm not sore at all right now with my shoulders. You know, you have your feet being sore after hiking as long as we did, which total, including all of our out hikes to camp spots and stuff, probably just under 10 miles total trek, which, yeah, not bad. Not a grueling camp out or trek, but it's a nice little spring trek. Weather was great. Rained last night. Waited till we were ready to be in hammocks and tents before it really started coming down. So the trail's been pretty dry. But overall, just really had a good weekend. Didn't have to argue with either of my children about anything. They were motivated, they were hardworking, and all the other scouts that came with us too. They were motivated, hardworking. They had a great time playing in the creek at our campsite. We were right on the creek. Really nice to wake up to that that view in the morning where it was just a little bit of a waterfall over some logs and the trickling sound of the water. Slept solid 10 hours last night. So kind of sad to be leaving, but I'm excited to go home. See my other kid that's not on this trek, and my wife and my dog, so this is Marnock. Have fun out there. Hope I see you on the trail.